So you're finally taking the plunge and moving to Texas. I don't blame you, everyone's moving here. But you're established, you got kids, you're worried about things you weren't worried about before. Where am I going to find a good school? Are there going to be things to do? Where can I find a good neighborhood? And then you ran across a little town called Mansfield. Not too close, but not too far from the big city, and you wanted to know more. Well, you found the right video, because today we're going to cover everything you need to know about Mansfield, Texas in this map tour video. Mansfield really is a thing of beauty. It's nestled in the perfect location for somebody who's trying to escape the rising cost of living of maybe Dallas or Fort Worth, while also providing enough new development for families and young professionals to really grow with their city. But where is Mansfield? I know a lot of people may not know. Obviously, you know Dallas, you may know Fort Worth, but Mansfield is actually a bit of a hidden gem. It's just south of the DFW part of the Metroplex. So we've got Google Maps pulled up, and if you'd like to follow along, you can do Street View and everything as we go through the video. But we're just going to be using Google Maps for the vast majority of it. Taking a look, we've got Mansfield here, and it keeps trying to pull up the park there. I apologize. But as we zoom out here, you can see it's actually in a really good location. So Arlington's just north of Mansfield proper. You've got Fort Worth to the west, Dallas to the east. But we've got these two main highways here. So we've got this one right here is the 287, and we've got the 360 right here. You don't need to remember all these numbers. They're crazy names for streets. It doesn't matter. But the fact that does matter is these are major thoroughfares for the area. So you've got this one right here that goes straight up through Arlington all the way to the airport. You've got this one that goes straight over to downtown Fort Worth. And then if you do a little J-hook here through Midlothian on the 67, you'll see it goes straight over to downtown Dallas. It really is a phenomenal location. You can get to any of these places in under 40 minutes. I think Arlington, you can be there in under 20 minutes if you drive fast enough. Not advocating for speeding, but suffice to say, a lot of people are moving here, especially people with the advent of COVID and work from home. The amount of movement around the Metroplex has really increased, believe it or not. So it's become a very popular place, and they are dumping money into this thing like crazy to build it up to accommodate the amount of people moving here. Now, I'm actually going to jump over from Google Maps to the MLS to show you guys some really cool neighborhoods that they got in the Mansfield area. Now, the MLS stands for Multiple Listing Service. It's what real estate agents use whenever you go to search for houses to buy or sell, to really get the nitty-gritty and the details for you guys. But I've got it open over here, and as you can see, I've got the map pulled up. I've got Mansfield. You can see there's downtown right there. You follow 287, and I want to show you these two guys in particular, because these are kind of the hidden gem of the hidden gem, if you will. So I'm going to start off with this right here. This is M3 Ranch. Now, we actually have a video on M3 Ranch. It's a really cool development. Cool. It's got this awesome water feature thing at the entrance to the neighborhood. Waterfall, natural stone. They've got this cool ironwork M to show off the entryway and everything. It doesn't have a lot in the way of amenities. I think they have some walking trails and like a playground or something, but it is a really nice place where you can get an awesome house. So going into here, and by the way, like these houses, they look like castles. They've got these really high roof lines, cool architecture and everything. But this is actually a development that was a collaborative effort between like Highland Homes, Perry Homes, and I want to say American Legend Homes. So some really big names, and they put in some really cool houses. So if I actually pull one of these up here, Highland Homes, perfect. So this one, they got it listed for $868,000. It's a 3,700 square foot house. That's a big house. But yeah, you can see covered patio, black window frames. You got this huge eat-on island here, decorative lighting, glass cabinet uppers. It looks like tall windows, tall ceilings, plenty of floor space. They got like that little bar serving area next to the dining room. I'm a big fan of that kind of thing. And as you can see here, we got like a butler pantry going into your formal dining. Just really nice finish outs, and this is like the level of quality that you're going to get in this area. And I know that was like an $800-something-thousand house, and that may be like, that's a lot for me, Jack. You got anything that isn't ridiculously priced? I got you. So they've got plenty of builders here offering multiple levels of houses. So we got like some 800,000s here. We even got a 500,000. So what I've seen in this area, you're going to have houses ranging from like the upper 2,000 square feet all the way up to like, I think I've seen a 4,600 square foot house here. You've got things in the low all the way up to like $1.2 million. So there's a ton of opportunity here, depending on what your price range and needs are. So like here, 507 or that one, John Houston Homes, they make decent homes too. We've got oh, that one's under 500,000. I wonder if we got photos on this one. Well, there's like 3. Let's see. No, unfortunately, they don't have any photos of the inside of the house. Likely at that price point, it's going to be You know, some pretty standard stuff. Let's see, what do you got? No, they got 2 photos there. But yeah, so there's still some opportunities to get into a neighborhood like this, even in like lower price points. American Legend, I know they will have photos. Here we go. So as we go through here, this one's 3,000 square feet, mid 500,000. You're still getting really nice finish outs. Like fireplace is tiled all the way to the ceiling. These are probably 10-foot ceilings at least. You got larger upper cabinetry, cool eat-on island and everything, open floor plan. Yeah, that looks like either engineered hardwood or luxury vinyl plank. Yeah, so you're still getting a really good finish out, even if you're not shooting for one of those $1 million houses or anything like that. And it's in a really good location, too, as you can see here. Like I said, it's right up the street from Mansfield, and it's just right up the street from the next neighborhood I want to take a look at. Maybe you want a little bit more bang for your buck and a little bit less flair. You go here, and I'll tell you right now, nobody knows about this neighborhood. It's called Birdsong. It's mostly First Texas Homes, but Harwood Homes actually started building out here as well. It's pretty comparable to M3 Ranch as far as lot sizes go, but the houses, you're getting a little bit more for what you pay for. And I think the big draw of the Birdsong area is the fact that it is so quiet here. Last time I was out there, here, before I jump into this, so you can see actually on the map, there's like nothing immediately around it. You can kind of see these lot lines right here, these streets. Look at this. These are like private land all the way around it. It's almost like a green belt, so you don't hear anything except the wind whispering by your ear when you're here, and it is nice. It's hard to find places like that close to the city, but let me pull up one of these listings so you can kind of take a look at like what they're putting on the ground here. So First Texas Home, they make a really good home. This one's a decent sized one, but we got like 4,200 square feet. That's a big house. Sitting pretty at 752,000 at the moment. But full brick siding, you've got like some natural stonework and everything, cool architecture. It looks like this is a little serving window setup here. Nice big master loft area. It looks like a wraparound staircase of some sort, maybe a theater room over here. So they put a lot of carpet in that one, geez. But yeah, so you're still getting really good finish outs and everything. It's still a relatively affordable home for the size of the house you're getting. This one, 500,000, so maybe you don't need 4,200 square feet. I don't blame you. That's a lot to clean. We also got First Texas Homes right here. You got like a 2,000 square foot one at 500,000, and it's a really nice neighborhood. I'll tell you right now, it doesn't have like sidewalks or amenities or anything like that, but what it does have is just like I'm talking like a very peaceful quiet. It's nice. We also got Harwood Homes. Let's see if we can take a look at one of theirs real quick, because I'm not sure what they're putting on the ground, but it looks pretty comparable to First Texas. A little bit flat in the front, but nice high ceilings, wraparound windows. It looks like that wood-like tile. I know that's really popular. Transom windows over here. Some decorative lighting and everything. Really nice. Little low-lying fireplace. Eat-on counters, or eat-on island, I should say. Now, the neighborhoods where I feel like you get the most bang for your buck are actually right next to each other. So we're actually going to take a look at the MLS real quick and check out South Point to start. Now, South Point is a little simple compared to the other one we're going to talk about here in just a minute, but it's really nice. So you get really cool houses. This one, I believe, let's see here. We've got houses by David Weekley, Coventry Homes, and Grand Homes. So some really big names. Grand Home makes some big houses. And this one is a little short on amenities. You do get some walking trails. There's like a soccer field in the middle of it, as well as a playground. But that's about it. And the real draw for Somerset is South Point is where it's located. So if we take a look here, it's right in the crook of 287 and 360. You take Lone Star Road and you can get basically anywhere almost immediately. So this one's really cool. We've got some really nice houses here. Taking a look at one of these, that's a lot I accidentally clicked on. So here, yeah, David Weekley, let's take a look at this. So you can even get in here, as you can see right here, for under 500,000. That's like right on the cusp of 500,000, but still. So you get high roof lines, cool little architectural, like a crisscross brick pattern and everything. Arch entryway, that's a corner lot, so they're probably even paying a lot premium. You may even be able to get in a little bit cheaper, but you got these 8-foot doors. It's probably 10-foot ceilings right there. High baseboards, looks like luxury vinyl plank for flooring and everything. Built-in oven and microwave, oversized island. Eat-on island too. Oh, that's cool. A little honeycomb pattern there on the backsplash and everything. So you're getting some decent finish outs for the pricing and everything. Let's take a look at one of these other ones here real quick. We got anything cool? Coventry Homes. Yeah, let's take a look at one of theirs. Oh, they don't have any good photos on that one. Never mind. It's only 2 photos. It's probably a floor plan. No, these are all renderings. That's unfortunate. Oh, what about you? That looks like an actual photo. Yeah, here we go. So again, some cool architecture on the outside. Probably paying a premium for that one. It looks like it's a corner lot. Nice high ceilings and tray ceiling in the entryway as well. That's a tall door. That's probably an 8-foot door as well. So those have to be like 12-foot ceilings at least. Nice decorative door as well. Big office space right off the entryway. Looks like a sunroom setup maybe. Oh no, that's the dining room. Yeah, it looks like you got a covered patio over there. Yeah, nice covered patio. Open concept kitchen living area. Big tall picture windows. Yeah, high cabinet or tall upper cabinets and everything. Fireplace is a little lacking, but I mean, otherwise the finish outs look really nice. So yeah, you get plenty of architectural options and everything like that. But if you're looking for something with a little bit more flair, we're actually going to go across the highway here on 287. And as you can see here, this right here is Somerset. And I'm a big fan of this neighborhood. So it almost hits you like a brick as soon as you pull into it. So you come down the 287 here, and then you take this little hook here, and it brings you immediately into Somerset. And this big blank space right here where there's no lot lines, that's all one giant water feature. It has this big fountain. It's got like these turreted towers and everything. It looks really cool as soon as you come in. And another cool thing that this does is it cuts off all of that highway noise. So I know you're like right here on the highway, but if you're in this area, you can't hear it, but you do have access to it. So you get like the best of both worlds. But we'll take a quick look at some of these. So this one's Bloomfield, First Texas Homes in Chesmar. Yeah. So Bloomfield, they put out a really good product. Chesmar as well. First Texas Homes is really cost effective as well. As you can see, you can get into here in the $500,000 range. That one's $470,000. I know they have some of them, especially in these earlier phases. If you want to get one of the pre-owned homes, they had some really big ones. I think they had some that went over $1 million. But most of your stuff's going to float in like the $500,000 to $700,000 range. This neighborhood, though, has a lot of amenities. So you've got a ton of walking trails. There's a stock pond, which also has its own fountain and like a fishing dock as well. There's like this big playground for the kids right next to an amenity center with a huge covered patio, big sliding glass doors for the inside event space. It's got a like a built-in fire pit and everything that you can enjoy there. They've got seating, tables, and everything already available. Honestly, it's a really cool neighborhood and everything. Let's take a look at one of these here real quick. So this is a Bloomfield home. They make a really good product. Nice stone entryway. You got that water line, a balcony, 3-car garage. This is 3,400 square feet, so it's pretty big. You get like the wood-like tile. That's a very unique entryway they got going on here. Big baseboards. I kind of like the effect with the windows and everything. It's an interesting layout. So you got like a formal dining area over here. Nice big uppers. A little bit of a dated island look, but you still got like an eat-on area and everything. Built-in appliances, stainless steel everything. Honestly, a really cool layout. Let's see if we can get one of the other builders here. We got a Chesmar available. Nope, Bloomfield. These guys are just crushing it, I see. What about you? Chesmar, here we go. So they're another good builder. This one's a slightly lower price point, about $490,000, but you're getting 2,600 square feet. That's pretty good. So plain entryway, man. Whoever took these photos, yikes. I am a big fan of these decorative tiles and like the secondary bathrooms and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, don't let these, wow, the geometric tiling and everything, don't let these photos fool you. Whoever took these photos did not do a good job, but Chesmar makes a really good product as well. But suffice to say, Somerset is a really pretty place if you really want to get the most for your money. Okay, so maybe you are one of those people that's just trying to escape the hustle and bustle of Fort Worth, but you still want to be really close. You've already put down roots there. You've got friends, you got family that live in the area. You don't want to be too far. So maybe you want to live a little north of Mansfield. Well, I got a couple of neighborhoods that I think are in a really nice spot where you can kind of be about halfway between both. So if I jump over here to the MLS real quick, I want to check out a little one called Watson's Branch. This one's exclusively by Normandy Homes, and they make a really cool product. You don't see a lot of their stuff around here though, and it's a tight little community. You can see it's right off of the 287, right off of Main Street here. So if you're coming in and out of like the Mansfield proper area downtown. You just come up this way and you're just tucked right away. And you can see it's not too far from the main road, but it's far enough back that you're not going to hear all that traffic noise or anything. I've been out there a couple of times. It's really nice. It's a simple neighborhood. Like you can see, it's not huge or anything, but it is connected to the Watson branch of the Trinity Trail system that they have out there. So it's part of like this big interconnected trail network that we have in the Fort Worth area that's trying to connect to, I forget the name of the trail that they have over in Dallas, but they're trying to connect it all together and make like 150 some odd miles of walking trail. It's really cool. But this is really nice. It goes through all like this green belt area and everything. And it's actually right here at the back of the neighborhood. But these guys, Normandy Homes, they put out a decent product, and you're going to be able to get into this place for under $500,000 if you want. I think they have some that go up to like the mid sixes, but most of their stuff is around this range. See, $550,000 right here, 3,400 square feet. That's a decent sized house. And these are renders, so this house isn't actually done yet. You can see representative photo, but they got like these cool decorative upper cabinets, eat-on counter space with like the shiplap siding and everything. You get the range gas grill and everything, decorative range hood, built-in appliances. We see here, we got these big picture windows over here. Oh, wow. Hold on. Can we get up? Oh, that's cool. It's like a balcony up to your second floor. I didn't realize this was a second story or a two-story. I wasn't paying attention. But really high ceilings and everything. That's probably like a 12-foot ceiling there, so this has to be 20-something over there. Transom windows up top, decorative fireplace. Let's take a look. Oh, nice. Granite countertops, his and hers vanity. They didn't really show it, but you see frameless shower glass. Oh, it's got a bit of a frame on it, but it's pretty subtle. Like, I didn't even notice it. But that's cool. So they're putting out a decent product here. And this is pretty representative of like most of the stuff that they do. It's better than builder grade. It's not like blow you away or anything, but for the amount of money that you're putting into a house, $550,000, that's really good, especially given the location. Another one I really want to point out is Rockwood. Now, Rockwood, I believe, is a little bit north, and let me check the builder list here. So that one's Drees Custom Homes, which is a phenomenal home builder in Coventry, which also puts out a really good product. And they're a little bit northwest of here, so this should be them right here. So Rockwood, again, really simple neighborhood, not a lot going on. I think they have like a little local park and some walking trails, more like sidewalks, but oh, there you go, Drees. These guys, man. Drees Custom Homes, you can see 3-car garage, really high roof lines. This is a 3,500 square foot house. I really love Drees' products. I love that little rounded entryway on the door there. High ceilings, balcony with the railing and everything. Marble light countertops, tall uppers, built-in stainless steel appliances, the works. Man, big picture windows. You're really just getting like so much with Drees, and I like their craftsmanship blows me away every time, because some of these times, like some builders, I'm not naming any names, but you'll go through their houses, they may have like these decorative handrails and things like that. You just give them a bit of a shake and it just doesn't feel super safe. You go in there, everything is solid, everything is like well done, good materials. Just big fan of their products, and it's pretty too. Let's see if we can find another one. I think they got like a higher price point one listed. There's Coventry. Let's take a look at theirs real quick, because Coventry makes a really nice house too. I think Coventry is a good blend of like traditional and unique all at the same time. So again, you get like this stuff's hard to do, by the way, like these curved walls. Doing drywall on a curved surface, I commend anyone who does that, like all these arches and everything. And it looks really nice too. You can see in the background, you got like a decorative tray ceiling, these built-in bookshelves. It almost looks like those types where you can push it and there's like a secret room behind it or something. Big picture windows, covered back patio. Nah, these guys, yeah, big open floor plan. I'm a huge fan of that floor plan too. And this is really cool as well. I'm not sure if it's Coventry that does it, but I know that some of these builders have started doing like those fake cabinets where you can open up the cabinet and it actually becomes like a butler pantry. But I'm pretty sure they do actually have, no, that's just a refrigerator nook. My bad. Got excited over nothing. But you do get like a cool little butler pantry mudroom area back here. I assume that leads to like your laundry room or something. But yeah, honestly, really good location as well. So this is like if you want to be just right on the edge of Mansfield, like maybe you want to be Mansfield ISD, but you want to be like basically just on the cusp of like the Fort Worth, Kennedale area. So you could just take 287 business right here straight into Fort Worth. So yeah, that's about as close as you can get and stay in Mansfield. And honestly, really nice prices. So you can see we have some here at like $750,000, but most of these are going to be floating like what, 600,000, 600,000. Yeah, so you're probably going to be in the 600,000s here. You're not getting a whole heck of a lot else besides a house in a neighborhood though, but it is a really nice neighborhood. Now Jack, I hear you asking, that's great and all, but I'm an active soul. I need something to keep me busy. Well, don't worry, bud, because Mansfield is for doers, and there's a ton of stuff to do here. Honestly, with all the sports complexes and opportunities for athleticism, it feels like Mansfield is for people who just really want to get in shape. But there's tons of stuff to do if maybe you just like to chill out and read a book as well. And we're going to take a look at that real quick. So actually going into Google Maps here real quick, you can see the big ones. Obviously, we've got like a Cinemark up here if you want to catch a film, maybe grab a snack with the girl or something. Hawaiian Falls over here, you know, take the kids to the water park. That was always fun, one of my favorite things to do. And obviously you got the lake here as well, so there's a ton of parks and everything around the lake. This is technically Grand Prairie, but as you can see, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump off of East Broadway down England Parkway. And then you've got Estes Park, you got Lynn Creek. Lloyd Park is really popular. I know there's a lot of camping and stuff that goes on in that area, as well as like the Cedar Hill State Park over here. They got some reserves and everything as well. It looks like, yeah, so you got the Cedar Ridge Reserve, some wilderness trails and everything up in that area. So plenty of camping opportunities. This is a big recreational lake as well, so a lot of people go out there for just boating, fishing, whatever, and it's huge. As you can see, we got stuck out here one time, and then we realized how big it really was whenever we had to basically push the boat back to shore. Luckily, someone with a Sea-Doo came up and helped us out one time. That was an adventure. You'll have to ask Tom about that sometime. But you can see here, there's also plenty of other things to do. So this one right here, DBAT, they have a bunch of facilities all around the Metroplex. My sister used to go there. She actually played softball for Baylor. So growing up, oh my God, I had to go to so many softball practices. And this was one of them. They've got a bunch of indoor facilities, batting cages, and like an arcade for bored brothers that have to tag along to their sister's softball practice. So I'm very familiar with DBAT, and there's a bunch of other things as well. So I've actually picked out a couple of them because, like I said, Mansfield is growing rapidly, and I wanted to show you guys something. So we've got, this is technically also Grand Prairie, but you've got the Tangle Ridge Golf Course over here, and if you want to keep it in-house and stay in Mansfield, you've also got the National Golf Club, no pun intended, Mansfield National Golf Club, and the sports complex over here as well next to the high school. This one right here, I did want to point out. So this is actually Cova Sports. That's another indoor facility just south of Mansfield, as well as this right here. So there's a martial arts facility on the other side of Mansfield. So a lot of athletic opportunities, especially for kids who may be getting into like contact sports and stuff like that. They may not have pee-wee football in one area, but maybe you want to get them into something with a little bit of physical contact to get them ready for like high school sports and things like that. Because I'll tell you right now, football is big in Texas, especially high school football. I don't know why high school football is so big in Texas. Maybe it's because the tickets are cheaper than college football, but either way, they are about it. So if you're not a football fan, you're gonna be. It's at least through osmosis. Another cool one I wanted to show you guys. This one's interesting and a little bit more up my alley. So right here, right next to the high school actually, is something called the Dork Shop, and it's exactly what you would expect a dork shop to be filled with. It's like medieval fantasy tabletop RPG, kind of like Dungeons and Dragons. Like, you ever seen like those guys huddled around a table in their outfits, dressed like wizards and knights and everything, rolling dice at each other? It's a bit of a personification, but either way, like, I think it's cool that they have these kind of things, because I know that is becoming really popular again. Believe it or not, they're bringing back the 70s and 80s, like retros in, and apparently tabletop games have really exploded lately. So that's like maybe a 10-minute drive from downtown Mansfield. Speaking of downtown Mansfield, I do want to point out a couple of things, because there's this really cool one off of Main Street and Broadway here. Let's see if I can find it. Let's go to satellite view. They've got this really cool eatery. Yeah, there it is. So this right here, we've actually shot one of our videos in this area right here. There's like Del Taco, the Twisted Root Burger. There's like a cantina, some breweries and everything. But they got this really cool courtyard area right back here. You can see they got like a little pagoda thing. It's like a raised dais kind of area. Plenty of seating. They've got some covered seating here if you don't want to be outside. This little alleyway here, you can get into both of these. But honestly, it's a really nice vibe, cool decor and everything, and it's just right here off of Main Street. I will say park in the back. It's really difficult to get parking up front. I think there's like a library around here as well. But either way, tons of stuff to do downtown. As you can see, you got like your skincare and everything. Plenty of restaurants, coffee shops, yoga. But downtown is going to be your bread and butter for the vast majority of things, just because Mansfield, obviously, downtown is where everything just kind of exploded. That's where everyone started moving. One other thing I do want to point out, aside from like all of the things to do, there's a really cool opportunity coming to Mansfield that we mentioned a few years ago, and it's starting to finally come to a head. So Hollywood and New York, like Broadway and everything, those are like the two main sources for your movie production. That's why all the alien invasions take place in California, because LA is where they shoot all the the footage for these videos. Well, you may start to see a lot more of the South DFW area with what I'm affectionately calling Yollywood or Ye Hollywood. Take your pick, I suppose. But just south of Mansfield proper, I want to say it's around this area down here, actually. They're developing a new movie studio, which is going to bring in a ton of commerce, a ton of jobs, and honestly, I'm hoping to see some really cool films come out with areas that I'll be able to recognize, maybe just like in my backyard and be like watching a movie and like, oh my god, I know that place. Like, how cool would something like that be? If you move into Mansfield and you just get to see like Main Street in the background of your favorite movie. Suffice to say, I'm really excited for this kind of development because it means more opportunity for the people of Mansfield. One important thing that I do want to point out to you guys, especially if you're moving here from out of state, is that Texas doesn't have a state income tax. Hooray, yippee, yahoo. But I kind of want to give you a bit of a warning, because we do have a significantly raised property tax. So that's where Texas gets most of its tax income from, is property taxes. You might be living out in like California and pay like maybe 1% on your property tax. In Texas, you may be paying 2 or 3 depending on where you live. That being said, Mansfield actually has an advantage here. So for a quick reference, the average property tax in Fort Worth is going to be around like 2.45%. That means if you own $100,000 worth of property, you're going to pay 2.4 to 2.45% of that every year in taxes. Usually they just lump it into your escrow account, so you see it on your monthly bill. You don't usually pay it all at once unless your house is paid off or you've got some weird financing situation. Mansfield actually has an advantage over Fort Worth in that the average is about 2.15, I want to say. So it's a decent chunk less. That's going to be like maybe $50 less on your monthly payment each month. And in this case, that's if you live in the city. If you move outside the city, like I've got the map pulled up here, you can kind of see where like the city limit is. You can still live in Mansfield and have a significantly lower monthly payment if you live outside of the city line. So actually, I think one of the neighborhoods we looked at was just outside of the city line, depending on where you're living. And obviously, you can find some used houses further out from the city as you head towards like Alvarado or Lillian or something like that. And I've seen taxes or property taxes in the area get as low as 1.2% if you live far enough outside the city. But Mansfield is blowing up, and there's a ton of people moving there, not just because of the cost, but because of everything else it has to offer. And speaking of blowing up, another thing that needs to be blown up is our phone lines, because if you want to move to Texas, we want to help you out. Because remember, a 2-minute phone call could save you $2,000 to $10,000 on your next home purchase. So whether you're looking to buy or sell, remember to keep calm and call Tom.